I First things first, my name is Kenneth Burr. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. We're in the process of changing our company's name soon. But this is the reason why I can't express enough on why people need to research what we do before stepping out and making accusations that, again, will embarrass you. Now, transparent LED. I know about this stuff. I'm a tech junkie, first of all. I study everything. I study all types of stuff. So, transparent LED is an invisible technology, an LED technology to allow screens to see through. The LG uses this. One of the LG screens, the big ones they have, they use this. And the transparent LED, the technology doesn't read contrast. It can't read 100% contrast because the LEDs are basically they're see-through, but they have where they can only produce high clear levels that allows them to be able to see the objects that are transparent, but they actually can't read contrast. The difference between an ADTECH and a transparent LED, number one, price. Those things are super expensive. Two, our screens are submersible, which means they can be dropped underwater and you can project things like projector mapping applications. You can change out the screen at will any way you want to design it. Now, with transparent LEDs, you can push images to them. We can push images through our technology. But the transparent LEDs, again, at the end of the day, you can't project your map off them because it's a monitor. It's literally a monitor. That's what you're dealing with. How come I what you come on? We want to first when I came on to talk about this. So before I design a product, I do all my research on just about everything. Transparent LEDs. Now, the transparent LEDs look like this. In every demonstration that I've seen transparent LEDs, I have never seen one in direct sunlight. And the reason why they can't be used in direct sunlight is because they have an issue where the screen is going to take in damage from LEDs are all taking damage from the sun. Also, too, they suffer from something called dead pixels. Let me see some for a minute. And this technology has been out for quite some time. It's nothing new. Can transparent LEDs be used in direct sunlight? What is the cost of transparent LEDs? So you're talking about roughly, and price-wise, between 600 to 2,500 per square inch for one of these things. Are transparent LEDs fully weatherproof? Okay. Are transparent LEDs submersible underwater? And how long have these things been out? They've been out for quite some time. They've been out since 2025. That's how long they've been out. The problem with them is they're very, very expensive. They're 600 to 2,500 per square inch. Do you have any idea how much money that costs? It's a lot of money. On top of that, it consumes a great amount of power. It's a very interesting technology, and if you look at the LED, on what you call them, the LGs have that technology, but the problem is it's a very expensive screen. An LG, I think it's like what, $77,000 for a. I forgot what's the price for that. Um, LG's transparent TV. Let me see, transparent TV cost. Here it is, a 77-inch OLED. $60,000. $60,000 for a screen size that is roughly around 77 inches. That's $60,000. The ad technology is 100 inches at under $3 grand. And there's a black version of it. They come in multiple different colors. There's also the fluorescents. Fluorescents have a different design to them. They have hologram technology. The technology we have here with the LEDs is the LEDs can only produce, they're TVs, they can only produce what you project on them. They don't have hologram capabilities. They don't have projector mapping technology. But the problem is, on top of that, they're expensive. The same thing when we get into a field of developed technology, we go into a field of designing something better and much more affordable. Like the same thing that came with the screens when we first started off, it was all white screens, we had gray screens. Gray screens at one point were a popular item due to the fact that they're able to produce better contrast and color than the white screen. But again, black technology, actually gunmetal technology, produces better color, better contrast than the gray screen, but they're extremely expensive. In order for you to get one of those, it costs money. Our black technology came out and beat the gunmetal technology. And when we beat the gunmetal technology, it leveled the playing field, which means that our stuff was more cheaper than a certified screen. This is where you guys got mixed up, and this is why we pulled in a different direction. Because for some reason, you guys kind of skipped the whole certified screen. We noticed that. You skipped the whole certified screen technology. You went in and said, oh, the gray screen is more superior. But y'all skipped Black Diamond, Elite Screen, DMP Supernova, Seymour AV, Firehawk. You skipped all these guys. You didn't do any comparisons against that technology. You jumped the gun. You went from, oh, we beat everyone else's technology, and we beat our black technology. So how could you beat our black technology if you can't take on diamond technology? Screen innovation. That's a huge skip, and we can take on screen innovation. Screen innovation, if we ever go to court, or anyone else comes to go to court, we can show hands down, we can take out their screens. So how would you be to take out our stuff if you haven't taken out their stuff yet? There you go. That's why you never see on their form, you never will see anywhere on any of the products that they make, they said that they will call out any of those screens. If you notice, look at any gray screen, none of them will ever call out a certified. Because you can't. That's a company that will take you to court. Certifieds don't, these are big companies. You don't play around with these guys in the day unless you know what you're doing. And we can call them out on a regular. We do testing on their stuff all the time. There you go. Pecking order. So when we came out, our technology is compared to certified. It's not compared to gray screens. Gray screens, you made it about you. That's why we got to go to court on this mess. There's a number of things we got to go to court on. That's one of the things we have to go to court on. That whole, you call yourself pulling up black technology, like black screens. That's why we're going to court over that. Because again, you don't do this. You're trying to make claim that you do when you don't. It's false advertisement. But anyway, so when our technology came out, our technology is compared to certified, not the gray. Why the frick would we be comparing ourselves to a gray screen to begin with? I mean, literally, seriously, why? It'd be certified. It's us against certified. So when people compare us, they compare us to $7,000, $8,000 screens. That's why with our product costing $300 and $400, we're compared to certified. You guys, on the other hand, came out and said, oh, they're compared to gray screens. You know, a gray screen costs $50, $90. Why is their product $300? Because we can take out a $7,000 screen. That's why. If I get a diamond right now, and I go buy your product, a diamond will eat your stuff alive. It did his product right in the garage. Ate his product alive. At 50 lumens, it ate his screen at 50 lumens in a 40-lit environment. You'll never be able to compete with a technology like that. There's no way in the world. But anyway, getting back to the LEDs. So And LED technology is nothing new. It's been out for a while. It's been out since 2025. I think since last year, probably 2024. It's been out. Most likely overseas. That's where it's been out. So the thing about it is still very expensive. So we develop technology at the end of the day that is more advanced because these screens you're not going to be taking them in and outside. I've never seen an LED, invisible LED, outside in the middle of a park. First thing, where are you going to plug it in at? And if you have the equipment to plug it outside, I've never seen one outside. I've never seen one. I've never seen one submerged underwater. I've never seen these things before like that. But I've seen them in window displays and stuff like that. I saw the LG. I studied all that stuff. It's expensive. So what we do is we come in and build an advanced technology that's better and more affordable. Because a lot of the mom and pops and stores, maybe the big companies can afford this, but the smaller companies can't afford this. Another technology can't afford it. It's the average homemaker cannot afford a screen that's that expensive. That screen is $60,000. 60 grand. Yeah. Our technology, we make it in several different forms. We have a desk that's going to be made from that technology, and they can't use the 3D printing technology because we can use 3D printing technology because we have a spray-on application that turns the screen into anything we want. There's just an LED process system. So if I want to take a desk and have one printed out, we code it with that technology. We can convert that automatically to a screen that can drop an image at 50 to 300 lumens in a fully lit commercial environment. So our technology would advance past theirs. Number one, our technology can be engineered at a rapid pace. Number two, we can code it to anything the freak we want and convert it into anything we want, which means we can make films, fabrics, anything we want out of that technology. It can't even keep up to that. Number three, which should have been number one, the price point. 77 inches. Here we go. 77 inches for $60,000. Let's start right there on the side. Ours is extremely affordable. So when we were developing our screen paints, they weren't aimed at great paints. The reason why they ended up being aimed at great paints because you guys kept running your mouths too much and you kept calling us out. So we came out after you. What was the result of that? Court case, lawsuits, getting embarrassed on YouTube, returning money back to our banking accounts, YouTube channel shutting down, freaking website shutting down. Our blacklist is full of it. It's full of stuff that we did to them. And then y'all trying to keep up to our technology, y'all started committing crimes. Going on Google and stealing images to try to make your product like something that it's not, investing in more high-powered projectors and inky machines to try to improve your contrast levels and colors, calibrating, dark enhanced environments to try to make like you had light sprinkled out through the environment that you can actually compare yourself to screens that can absorb 10 times more light. And just so many different smokes and mirrors and tricks I've seen gray screens do. It is not even funny. They will not accept the fact that they're obsolete. Yeah, there's that. But anyway, our technology, when we engineered it and all the demonstration we did, that's why we have all these demonstrations versus certified, because our technology goes against certified. Our technology is to show that our screen paint can basically overall overpower a certified screen. Again, certified screen. So when our price range is $300 a quart, it's considered to be cheap. Consider the fact that the clientele and the people who buy from us are individuals that are looking to buy high-grade screens, which are certified. When you can show someone that you can take out a $7,000 projection screen compared to your technology, then that means your price range can go up to $300 to $400. The reason why, Mr. Fernando, when you're crying on your channel about the price of my product, that great paint you have at the end of the day, I can make that stuff with $11 worth of art. It was kids art hobby paint that I used to mimic your product off your own tutorial video and send it to you, which you could not do the demonstration against the other products because it definitely would have matched, and you sent it back to me. That's why we call it the refusal. Hobby paint, literally freaking kids hobby paint. That's all I use to make your stuff. You don't have anything with that paint. That paint's not even worth 60 bucks. That paint's not even worth $50. Matter of fact, a great paint is only roughly worth, I would say, $15. That's as far as I would say you're worth. It's $15. So you don't have the upgrade capability for a customer to waste the time to paint this to a screen or even have a physical screen. Number one, you're not reading 100% contrast. I can't express this enough. Where in the world do you not, it's in your brain that you don't think that contrast is important. So if the screen is showing contrast, the image from the projector shows contrast. The projector is showing contrast, but when it hits your screen, it doesn't show contrast. Then that's an error right there. Something is missing. Your screen's not reading 100% contrast. If I'm playing Warhammer, we all know Warhammer has a ton of black in it, right? Am I seeing 100% black on this thing? Your ambient light rejection fails. I can't operate that stuff in a fully lit environment. It doesn't even read correctly. It comes up this orangey tan colors. You don't read colors correctly. Y'all have skipped the entire section of dark color capabilities when it comes to projector application. Y'all don't even talk about that because you can't read it. Y'all can't even read proper gray right. And you're a gray screen. Y'all can't read that. You know why? Because gray requires a black level and you can't read the black level. There you go. And as for the white level, well, that's what we're taking the people to court for. That's what people are being sued for this coming week. I got to go out and I got to do roughly about, it's more than just one, it's just one lawsuit. There's actually a few people being sued next week. But the argument on making statements that our products produce such a dark level and can't be seen, this is what you're going to be challenged in court for. Some of you at 12,000, some of you at 100 grand. Like it's interesting about what's about to happen next week. So your YouTube videos and things that you said on social media, it's going to be challenged in a court of law. Some in civil court, some in small claims. It depends on what we hit you with. But either way, you're still going to be challenged on it. All right, moving on from there. So bottom line is, when we engineered the black technology, it was never meant to go against a gray screen. It was always certified. You ever notice in every demonstration that I did, I would put this huge stack of certified screens and we would do the demonstration against certified. That's where our money's at. We don't make any money off you guys at the end of the day. We don't make any money off y'all. Someone said, "Just a great paint." Oh yeah, really? That's not impressive. What about a person can afford $7 grand for a screen? A person rent $7,000, $10,000, $20,000 for a screen. He couldn't care less if I do a demonstration against gray screen. That doesn't compare to his Black Diamond or his DMP Supernova or the Dark Star 9 sitting on his wall. It's the gunmetal screens. So when you sit up there and you guys cry and whine about my price at the end of the day, it's because my technology can beat a certified. So next time you want to go out and you want to do dumb demonstrations, how about you do them against certified too? You know why you want to do them against certified? Because the certified screen will sue you for millions of dollars and you know it. There you go. And this jerker's over there comparing my screen to a gray screen. Man, that's hobby paint at the end of the day. You do forget. Have you forgotten we sent you up your own paint? Because I think you got short-term memory loss or some kind of stuff, dementia. Something's going on in your head because for some reason you don't remember stuff. Do you have a vague memory that we sent you your own paint, made it on camera, sent it to you, sent it back? Your product, that Cinemax that you keep showing over and over again, as you think it's some kind of freaking like ultimate beta screen or whatever it's supposed to be, that stuff match house paint. That stuff match network grade 773. We all saw it on camera. Do I need to bring the video back up to refresh your memory? Because from time to time we have to do this to him. I think he has memory loss. I really do. That stuff is nothing more than 100% house paint. It's black and white paint. That's all it is. You want to challenge that one in court? I'll draw the paperwork up. I'll get it started next week. Since I'm suing you anyway, might as well put that in there too. Because I will challenge your company in court. Play it or not. Man. So, one of the idiots, as always, who rarely cracks a book. The LED, transparent LED has been out for years. It's nothing new. And keep in mind that it does have flaws. All technology has flaws. But it only has limitations. And the limitations is it's expensive technology. It's very expensive technology. Just like I told you, if a certified screen ever came up with a black technology, it would be expensive. Diamond came out with the black technology. It's not a cheap technology. It does require an 8,000 lumen to fire off. How do I know this? I do something called research, which you naysayers don't do. You don't know how to crack books. You always come up like years later and go, "Oh, I just figured this out." And everybody in the class was like, "No, we passed that already. We've already passed that topic already. You're late. We got the memo late." Yeah, you'll always get the memo late. You're always years behind on stuff. That technology has been out for pretty much for a very long time. It's nothing new. It's still expensive today at all. The technology we have within the day at 106 inches that can actually convert to 16:9, 16:10, and 235.1 that can actually play outside and at 300 lumens projectors that cost next to nothing can pretty much display an image with no problem at nighttime, even in direct sunlight with no problem. It's far more affordable than the LEDs, much more affordable. And that's where it comes down to. The key point in technology is price. Price makes and breaks a product. That's what it does. If it's too expensive, it'll turn some consumers off. That's why the ad tech was developed for companies, because companies wouldn't get turned off at a $3,000 screen. Now, certain customers can spend $3,000. They can spend $7,000, $20,000 for a projection screen. They can afford an ad tech easy. Very easy for an ad tech. But that technology was engineered for companies. Because it's an advertising tech. That's what it's for. The LEDs can't be turned into desks. They can't be. They can, visual walls, yeah, they can. That visual walls will be so expensive. The size of that thing would be super expensive. We can do it at an affordable price. The same thing with the certified technology. We engineered a screen paint that not only can absorb light better than a certified screen, but it can also produce a contrast over that certified screens can't see, therefore making our technology much more advanced. It can be submersible. All our screen paints are fully weatherproof, ultra short throw compatible. When it comes down to the high grade screens, the certifies, half of them can't be ultra short throw because they have a problem with the narrow viewing cone effect, and therefore they don't operate correctly on short throw or long throw, short throw or ultra short throw projectors. So they have limitations. Ceiling applications, floor applications, whatever the freak you want to paint with that stuff, it converts into a screen that can pretty much take out high-end screens and do things that other screens can't do. Unlike you guys, I don't get on camera and talk crap at the end of the day. I back everything up. I got videos that go back a mile long. I've done ceiling application, floor applications, projector mapping app. Where's your stuff at? Oh, you haven't done any of that stuff, right? I did multi-projector applications. I do those constantly all the time. I don't see one of y'all doing 235.1. I don't think you understand the aspect ratio or basically the technology behind 235.1 builds, because I've never seen you build one of these screens. I've done curve projection screens. How many curve projection screens have you built? None. I've never seen one on your channel. Transparent technology. You don't know the first thing about it. That's why you don't talk about the ad tech. You don't open up Pandora's boxes you don't understand. Has anyone ever talked about going outside and doing demonstrations at 50 to 300 lumens? Anybody? No. At all. You go up to the black screen because you figure this is a screen that you could fake by going to Home Depot and Lowe's and making our product look bad. The problem with that is now that we could take you to court. We figured out a way how to get you transferred here to Pennsylvania to prosecute you. So now you have a problem with that. And some of y'all did so many videos on this, you're going to be paying Mr. Bird for a very long time. As I said before, you're going to pay for all my stuff now because I'm going to take you to court and sue you, starting with Fernando, who's the first person I'm going to file a lawsuit against, among many more. I got over 100 people and counting, because right now they're picking up people right now and counting that was attacking my company. And each one of these individuals is going to owe Mr. Bird anywhere in the range of a $12,000 to $100,000 payout. Some of you looking at jail time. So it's going to be an interesting year. I told you, what did I say on my channel about 2026? 2026 is judgment. Yeah, it's judgment. You guys are going to court. And again, I can't express this enough. I look it up yourself. All you guys that really thought at the end of the day that you were protected by a fake YouTube account and going into Google and making a fake email, the IP login is your snare. That's what you got caught on. My buddy looked at that. He was like, I'm going to have a field day in here. So all he needs is for calls, is just to go to your channel, hit your link, anything that comes up. And if it mentions anything about my company, about being scammers, rip-offs, this, blah, 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 they got probable cause now to go trace your IP address. And I explain this enough. This is why I put the information out there for you to read, because you guys don't read jack. You have a hard time of reading stuff. I put all that information in the next page. I'll put it over here too for you. Exactly what happens when it go through an IP login. That even if you go in and you delete your IP address, so you go in and you delete your YouTube channel, you get rid of all that, right? You're still screwed. Say you go in and you change your provider, you're still screwed. Because the server on the opposite side, you can delete all you want on this side. It has nothing to do with the other side. The other side still has all your information intact. All your information is still there. Every single, when you're going through it, when you're on a, like Comcast or Verizon, whatever, every day you go on your PC and you log in, whatever, you're leaving a trace behind everywhere you go. It's called an IP login. You leave it everywhere you go. They can go in and dig all that up. So if you're on some weird pornography site, they could dig it up and says, "Hey, you were right here. You're right there. You're right here. Right here." You leave like a freaking blueprint around, a carbon footprint everywhere you go. All that's gonna be dug up on you. Or if you ain't got any secrets on there. So with that being said, it's gonna be a bit embarrassing for some people in court because they got to read out the whole login. Yeah, you think about that part, did you? Yeah, and that's going to be undocumented. That's documented for public. So, yeah, a lot of people are going to know some things that you don't want people to know. Those secrets are going to be popping out. Ooh, and y'all better, somebody better not be in there doing something they're not supposed to be doing. If that comes out, we got to contact local law enforcement. So, dig away. See, this is the reason why you don't go on and kick up dust. Never kick up dust. This is what happens when you kick up dust. But as for this technology, I did all the research on this technology. I do research on every type of technology. So that way I know exactly before I spend money and time, and this is something I know what I'm getting myself into. Unlike you people at the end of the day, you gray screen paint makers or whatever y'all make, y'all don't do research. Y'all just go out and just do dumb stuff. Then I got to come along and go, oh, yeah, this is going to be embarrassing. Well, they're going to lose that business pretty quick. Yeah, that's why his business went out. Gray paint does not have a ceiling. It doesn't have it in the ceiling. It has a cap line, and that's it. It can only do so much. So now, since we have this new technology over here, the Imperial technology generates a white level literally so high that it makes a gray screen turn beige. Like it throws its color balance completely off. So how will you compete against that? You can't compete our screen paints either. Our screen paints can generate high white levels enough to blend into your screen. This is why when we go to court and we do your demonstration, you're going to paint my screen and do the demonstration, you will notice that that technology, the real deal, not the fake stuff you guys been doing, basically generates a level so high that a gray screen it can blend into. This is where you're going to lose that money at. This is where it gets very important. You want to do this on camera. But anyway, so you'll notice that it'll blend right in with no problem. But it'll never turn that product unwatchable. That's virtually impossible. Not in your videos the way it showed. So with that being said, you know, that's what it is. But the new technology over here is different when it touches a gray screen. It actually changes the gray screen's outcome of its color, white levels. It turns it beige. It makes it dirty. So how would you compete with that? If you guys talk about your holy grail is your light colors and bright colors, you don't have anything next to that. You can't even read the contrast and color correct to one of these over here. So when it comes to that screen over there, it'll alter your color, makes everything look orange, it makes everything look beige. It pulls an insane contrast level you can't even read. That screen will obsolete any gray screen right now. So if you call a gray screen an upgrade, right? How is it an upgrade? Tell me how the gray screen is an upgrade. Explain to me. How is it an upgrade? Contrast, you don't have it. White levels, you don't have it. Next to that nightmare, you don't have it. So what do you got? A 2.0 gain, you know how old a 2.0 gain is? A 2.0 gain, white screens have 2.0 gains now. So no, it doesn't work because in every demonstration, if you turn the lights on, heck, if I turn on a cell phone flashlight, I can wash the screen out. That little bit of light peeking through can knock your screen out. So that's not going to help. So again, now you have poor ambient light rejection technology. You've acquired expensive projectors to work. Every demonstration I've seen, the person has to have a high, inky contrast projector to improve the contrast levels, which means it costs the consumer more money. You have to use 4K. 4K has to be used on a gray screen. Why? The resolution issues. Your screen deteriorates at a rapid pace, especially when lights are on, because it can't absorb light, and therefore your image becomes distorted. Yeah, you don't do too well at all. What kind of applications can you be used for? Oh, I forgot about the calibration. Yeah, color-wise. The 1.7 billion colors that sits inside of a P2 is absolutely useless on a gray screen. You want to challenge me in court on this one? I'll challenge you on everything. I don't got a problem with it. Let me just down here. We'll get it done. But anyway, you're trying to say that you can make a P2 projector pick up dark level colors? No, you don't pick that up. That's why every time I watch a demonstration, it's like somebody blended all the colors together because they pick up one shade. They can't pick up multiple shade levels, but you need contrast and required to do that. If a dark green picks up, it requires a heavy contrast. How would your screen be able to read it? There you go. So that's why y'all pick up this weird faded green. All y'all pick up that weird faded green. Y'all don't pick up the dark levels. Last I checked, the forests and leaves are multiple colors, not one faded green. Anyway, so next step. What can you be used for? Tabletop applications? No, we got too much light hits the table. Then that would never happen. Floor applications? Absolutely not. There's way too much light hitting floors. Ceiling application? Oh heck no. How the freak will you even work up there? That's the same light in the ceiling that's pretty much damaging your screen that's sitting against the wall. So that wouldn't work at all, period. The LED lights that you stick behind your screen, how about you try sticking them inside the screen at 6,000 to 12,000 K of white cold fusion light? Y'all couldn't do that thing and wash your screen out. Outdoor applications, I have no idea to this day why y'all keep showing that blank screen outside. All y'all show the blank screen outside. How about you show the demonstration with something on it with the same lighting that you're seeing on the screen? Oh, you can't do that. You know why? Because the screen doesn't work. That's why when you show the demonstration, it's nighttime. And even with that, when I look at it, the screen's washed out. It's poorly washed out. Because again, I can't express this enough. You don't read contrast. Contrast, 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 contrast. Do you understand what contrast stands for? I don't know. I know we talk about, we're done with this whole thing with the whole transparent because we are in comparison with that. No, there's no comparison to us. But to these gray screens, contrast, contrast. I'm going to tell you something right now. You think I'm joking. When I get done running these jokers through the ringer and get done freaking putting them through a grinder, you jokers out there who have this contrast stuff on your sites and you read a black level, get ready. I'm going to your company site. I'll have your information in no time at all, your address, shipping address, whatever I need from you at the end of the day. I'm going to take your butt to court and I'm going to sue you on the simple fact that you are false advertising a product that you're claiming that reads a black level next to an actual black screen. Our company is challenging you in contrast levels. You do not have that capability. But before we go down that line of going to court, I'm going to send you a nice, interesting, long email that's going to explain to you why you do not read this black level that you claim that you do. Now, if you want to ignore the email, it'll be certified mail and it will be by an attorney. If you want to ignore it and say, you know what, I'll just keep on going down this road, then I'll see you in court because you can't do this. You don't have that right. So you better figure out what contrast you read at the end of the day. See, that's going to be another problem you're going to have because now if the courts see this, they're going to ask you, well, okay, this is an actual black screen right over there. Read the same contrast level. How's that going to work? You're going to say, oh, we got to darken the environment. No. You're not darkening the environments in that courtroom. We're going to have our lights fully hitting there. Show me where your stuff is the same as mine. There you go. You can't read it. And if you dare sit there and say, well, your screen cut, don't do that once, and that stuff comes out too dark, then you'll find yourself getting sued for something you don't want to get sued for. That'll hurt your business really bad. So, that's what we're going to be going to court on. A number of things. That's one of them. Challenging these companies. Like Goose Screen. Goose Screen does not read a contrast level. I don't care. I tested your stuff before. You have this screen called something called Ultra Max, Ultra Dark Max. It's dark gray. A dark gray does not read black in any way whatsoever. That's why when you look at people make these gray screen paints, they'll make a darker version of this is a high contrast. It picks up black. No, stop that. You don't pick up actual black. If you lost your freaking mind. No. We'll see you in court. That's all too. I'll send you a letter first. I'll send you a letter. And if you read the letter, it says, hey, show me one demonstration of your screen reading a freaking contrast level. It gets me every time I see these darker screen paints. They're in the same dark environment as the white gray screens, which I find interesting because I don't know how you're claiming to have a technology that's supposed to be darker and pick up the more advanced color and contrast, but it sits in the dark, much like a gray screen. I don't even know how that even works. No white level color patterns, nothing. You don't have anything at all in there. It's just nothing on there at all. You're missing a ton of tests, like a lot of tests. Same thing like black screen paints. We're challenging a couple of those in court. You know why? You're missing a ton of testing, like a lot of testing. It's like a scary amount of tests are missing from you. So we're going to challenge your company. We're going to compare our test to your test. Now, we're experts in the field. We've been around for a long time, quite longer than you guys have been at the end of the day. And we've done more testing. So we're going to compare your products to ours. See, the whole thing of going on YouTube and claiming that, that's another lawsuit, claiming to be us, that's another lawsuit. But claiming to have a black technology is going to be a problem because you're going to have to go against the people who actually designed it, which means we're going to challenge you in court saying that, hey, look, there's a ton of tests missing. We've been testing this stuff for years. So they go back to check my credibility, find that Mr. Bird sends back to maybe 10 years in black technology. We have done every kind of test on the face of the planet. So we bring you to court. We need to see the same tests that we're doing to make sure your product functions correctly. Because if not, we can get you consumer fraud consumer fraud charge. We'll get you because you sold a product that was not properly tested. Companies do this stuff constantly all the time to other companies. You come up with this new inhaler, and a company looks at that and goes, "No, that's not possible. Like you can't do that. That definitely can't be done." You know, write them a letter. Tell them at the end of the day, hey, they gotta stop selling that. You can't sell that. And they'll challenge them in court. You can challenge any company in court. Any company you want, you can challenge them in court. They just have to back up that it does what it's supposed to do. So you're missing a ton of tests. Roughly close to about 100 you're missing. And some of these tests, we'll explain to the judge, have to be done live. They're live tests that have to be done, like the black versus black. How much is your stuff matching? House paint, fabrics, films, you got to do all that stuff. Why do you think we have those tests done? Because I know companies can challenge you. That's why we have so many tests done. Yeah. So, instead of going back and forth on YouTube this year, we'll take it to court. Get it in front of a judge. Over there, you can't do the whole jump off camera, disconnect your channel. You can't do that. You're in court. We're going to take it to, what do you call it? Man, it's not like court. It's more like arbitration. You're going to arbitration. It's easy. Just a couple of people in a room, just me and you and the judge or arbitrator. And we're going to have a nice little talk in there. You're going to explain to Mr. Bird to my face how your product is reading something that it's not. I want to hear you say it to me and that arbitrator. Now, do I need to bring an attorney for this? Heck no. Why do we need to bring attorneys in for that? We know you can't read it. There's no way in the way you're going to sit there and lie to an expert and then tell me you're reading a black level and I know you're not seeing it. Go ahead and talk some mumbo-jumbo nonsense in there. Oh, we got sprinkling of light, that up-to-go contrast. Yeah, please do. Try to run that bull crap to me at the end of the day. I'll drop my screen in front of you and embarrass the daylights out of you. I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to let you say everything you got to say. Talk about your black levels and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to drop that screen in front of you and embarrass the daylight and shut you right down. I ain't got to bring an attorney for it. I ain't got to speak much. I just doop. And your screen just whoop. I could take black paint and beat your screen. If you're saying you're reading black contrast, I can take everyday black paint from Home Depot, put a little of that. I don't have to put anything in it to tell you the truth. Put it right next to your screen. I read a better star level than you. I take the same black paint, I put it against my screen. Every black level is going to put black, but I switch over to white and I can't even read next to mine. So be careful about that one, because you get sued in that one for that one. Well, this is going to be fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun in this. How many court documents we're going to have on our company of us crushing people in court? That's going to make us look really, really good. But as for the transparent LED, no. It's a good technology, don't get me wrong. It's very impressive. I mean, I wouldn't say it's very impressive. It's very expensive, that's all. Just like with the certified screens. Certified screens are very impressive technology. It's just expensive. The whole object of our technology is to build something that has a little bit more of an edge, much more affordable for the customer. That's why when it came to the paints were designed for certified, not for you gray screens out there. But don't worry, your day in court's coming. About 5 days left. And you'll be in court. We'll get all the paperwork done, get everything ready, and then the process begins of them sorting out all the information, getting ready to process for a judge, so we can all sit in court and have this nice conversation instead of having it on YouTube. But so the difference between here and there is that can cost you $12,000 to $100,000, or maybe 10 to 20 years in jail. That's the difference. But pretty soon you're going to be going there. So the minute I come there and I pop that document on the table, That means at the end of the day, your process just started. So that's when you panic. That's when panic is appropriate. If you can't back up what you said about my company and you know you lied on camera, panic is appropriate. Now, chances are what you're going to start seeing is you're going to start seeing people start to crack. Usually these are people that try to hold up, like they think they can back their own, but they can't back it. They know it from the door, they can't back it. And you're going to see accounts start disappearing left and right. That's not going to help. I told you about the whole IP scenario. Not going to help you at all, period. Once you're in, you're in. All right? Just take it like a man. That's all you can do. I'm going to get a chance to meet a lot of you interesting individuals that have these fake hidden accounts, especially ones that have my company's name on it. That's what's going to cost you $100 grand. That's the difference between the two. Someone coming in, got some account, whatever, their name on it, whatever, and they're saying my stuff is fake, that's about $12,000. Anybody who came in and used my company's name by saying Kenneth Bird's a scammer, this, that, and the other, that's going to cost you $100,000 and up. That's going to increase. So it could be $100,000, it could be $300,000, it could be $500,000. It's going to be a lot of money. Use my company's name. You have a right to do that. And then you call me a scammer at that and just fake them. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's going to be up there, man. I said, you got $500,000 laying around? But mind you, you don't know what the interest on a $500,000. Mind you, the interest on, what was it, $12,000 is $720 a month. You're talking about $100 grand. That interest is going to be insane. You would never be able to pay that off, ever. And if you owe a lawsuit plus interest, oh man, your credit's you're going to have a lot of financial problems. People don't understand the disruption of a judgment, which is a lien that lands on your property, house, home, anything you have is a lien. It's going to come up in banks. You're going to see it. It's going to be everywhere. There's no way in the world to cover that up. You got any loans that you'll get approved for? Gone. That's all gone. It destroy your life. Any loans you're getting, maybe you got a loan, you're going to get a new house, gone. They'll deny your loans just like that. You owe money. They know you own a lot of money. There's no way in the world you're going to touch you. So your financial life is just destroyed. But, you know, that's the downside of getting sued. That's one of the problems you have to worry about. So if you're in the process of getting a loan or something for a business, whatever, that's gone. It's definitely gone. Anyway, let's see what we have here. So anyway, yeah, that's nice technology. It is. I saw it. As a matter of fact, some of our technology was engineered from watching other people's technology. I saw a demonstration up in Europe where they project images off a ceiling. I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to do that. And that's what I did, actually develop. But the technology they had, when I noticed it, they had the lights on the out edge of it, and they were projecting in the middle of it. So the lights couldn't affect the screen. Ours, we can have the lights on. So we actually improved the technology. So some of the stuff that we've engineered was just basically an advancement and improvement on the technology and much more affordable. So again, when we have people like YouTubers or on channels talking about, oh, we've $300, $400, it's not compared to your dinky, crappy paint at the end of the day. It's compared to certified high-end screens. That's what it's compared to. That's why I didn't like the fact that the guy who did the review, you do remember the review, right? Where we beat the crap out of your products. If our products came up too dark, then in the review that the fellow did against us, that means our product would have came up unwatchable, which it did not come up unwatchable as you guys claimed did. As you claimed it did. Did you forget about that review? Matter of fact, they got nasty with him. Because when he said our products were better than theirs, he got nasty with them. They got nasty with him. Oh, he's a scammer. He's on the take. He's with them. This, that, and the other. Little crybabies. I can't wait to get you little crybabies in court. I can't wait. But anyway, they attacked him. Now, the only thing I didn't like about the video that he did a great job, but the only thing I like about the video that he did, that you put me against crap. Next time you do a video, don't put me against crap. Put me against certified. That's what we're designed for, not that crappy screen paint that has no testing, can't back itself up. Mind you, think about the outcome of this. Crow's out of business. His website doesn't exist anymore. Matter of fact, my buddy owns his domain name. So he went out of business. So he interviewed a product, again, went out of business, and as for whatever you call, whatever that stuff Roger has at the end of the day, he couldn't even back that stuff up, because even in his own YouTube video, it was a gray screen. When it's claiming to be black. Don't forget that one at the end of the day. What we have here is an embarrassment, because literally that's what just happened to you on a video, and then came back in and cursed and carried on that mother blanket. Boy, that's very professional, ain't it? Because you got caught on camera of the screen being gray and not black. McAfee, which I'm going to use that against you in court anyway, against you and Rogers having this scam paint. You're ripping people off online. Both of you were involved in that scam, including Jamie, because we had business with Jamie back in the paint also. Oh, you forgot about that, didn't you? Well, you got a lot of lawsuits coming your way. It's a lot of stuff. It's gonna be a long year. Not for us. We're gonna have a ball. For you guys, it's gonna be miserable. We're challenging Rogers' company in court, saying that he lied and manipulated the consumers to try to rip them off and make money, and he had people that were helping him. McAfee is shown in a bunch of videos claiming that this product is supposed to be the superior product. Now, once in the video, did you mention screen's gain capability? And you didn't even follow the instructions down to a T, as he claims it had to be done. And another problem he had is the screen came up gray in both videos. And that dark gray mixture, it came up gray. So, well, it looks different to the eye. That's a lie to consumers and get you in a lot of trouble because you're not telling them the truth. And then the other one, you're sitting there saying, this is the best black screen paint, far better than Kenneth Bird. Now, the problem you made there, you called out God. That's what you did, McAfee. Because the technology you were messing around with and you guys were horsing around with on YouTube, it's God's technology. I told you. Any attack against this is attack against God. And it's interesting because when we get you in the courtroom, I bet you that's the person you'll be praying to. I bet you. When you're in that room, I'm watching your feet. When I watch people in court, I stare at their feet. You know why? Because they jump. That's why. When that leg starts jumping, that's when we know everything in your mind is going crazy. The hands, people have to have it, the body movement. They take their hands, they put them on the table, they put them between their legs. They don't know what to do with them. And they always keep their head down a lot because they look at the judge, especially when they're hearing things are being called out, like certain things you're saying, like if you're saying your charges and you put your head down, that's a code at the end of the day. You know you did it. There's a whole lot of body language people give off. Constantly drinking water. It's called cottonmouth effect. It's a whole lot of stuff. I'll be sitting there watching the whole time. There's so much information to give off. I've taken people to court before. I've done this before. All right, I know what the signs are. And the pacing. Oh, there's a constant pacing, especially when you have to wait for the decision. Now, everybody, usually when you have like lawyers who've done this before, they've been in court in and out multiple times, these guys would be out there chilling, talking like, yeah, so and so and so. The newbies are the ones that actually pace a little bit more. Buddy told me about that. When people are in court, like, you're gonna win this case, you know it. You ain't there pacing, you're out there just chilling, looking on your phone, like, okay, figure out when we go for lunch, when I get out of here, this, that, and the other. That's them. People that are nervous, y'all pace. Body language, y'all give off information. Now, unless you are cold stone at the end of the day, then you just sitting there like, oh, whatever. Whatever it is, right? Y'all going pace. But anyway, yeah, y'all got a lot of problems when we hit that courtroom, especially, like I said, McAfee. Because McAfee, we got your videos claiming, and you said better. Anything Kenneth Bird can make. You do know technology is engineered by God, right? That's what you called out. What happened in that video? Screen turned gray, right? So God got you called out. Starfield popped up, ironically, didn't it? What happened? The screen turned gray. So that means the entire time that you were on camera talking about a product that you were basically supporting, a product that was untested by Rogers, the screen turned gray. It was never black to begin with. Now, the interesting thing about that, did you know about this? I'm going to say 100% you did know that screen was gray, because how would you not know it was gray? Even the meter you laid against the screen was darker than the screen. The meter was black. So if you can look at the outside surrounding in your environment, the objects that are actually black compared to the screen itself, you know the difference between black and gray. So you knew the screen was gray. You just got on camera and lied and said it was black. You just didn't expect for the next load up you had in auto. You had that whole YouTube auto, it just pops up. You didn't just realize that the star was going to pop up like that. The Lord outed you on what you are. Can't come up there and talk about a Christian's blessing and not be outed. And then here comes the excuses. Well, what we have here is a light sprinkling down it. No. I feel like a professor in class, and somebody didn't study. They didn't study, and they come up here with some mumbo jumbo bull crap, and you just be looking at them like, Sure, go ahead. Keep on going with it. I'm gonna see where this is going at. Okay, sure. All right, it's enough. It's enough. No. Just take your stuff. Just go take a seat. You failed. That's how it feels. And then when he came back on the channel, we got that video too. If you cursing and carrying on, clearly shows you cut out certain areas of the video and continue to lie. So get you both, all three of you, on consumer fraud. I don't know how far it's going to go with the other one because, well, if you don't show up for that court hearing, he's going to have some problems. So we'll leave that at that. But anyway, getting back to this stuff right here. Like I said, amazing technology. It's just very expensive. That's all. I promise. It's just very expensive. What are you asking for? Cookies? Go ahead, grab them cookies. I don't care. Yeah. So this is a 4K smart, true wireless video transfer TV. $60,000 right there. That's what it costs for that screen. 60 grand. Imagine what if they make it at 150 inches, or at maybe they do something like we have that long one coming in. That one it's supposed to be 4 feet by 12 feet. We can make ours on anything we want because my buddy's gonna be printing out our screens for us to have a 3D printer. So yeah, big difference. And besides, I've been studying this stuff for a very long time. Yeah, it's a fascinating technology, but it's not our technology at all, period. And on top of that, it would cost consumers a lot of money. Only things that's buying this is big corporate buys this at the end of the day. And if big corporate at the end of the day gets word that they can get a technology that's far cheaper, guess what big corporations going to do? The corporations like to save money. They do. They love to save money. Because again, you wouldn't be in business that long you didn't save money. I learned that when I watch companies that spread themselves too thin, and a lot of companies make that mistake. They spend more than what they have and they collapse. Because what happens is, even in business, we all know you have slowdown periods. And slowdown periods in order to weather that storm, I mean, anything could happen. War could trigger it off, a virus that cripples you, all kinds of stuff could cause all types of stuff at the end of the day that could cause your business to have issues. And you have to be to weather that storm. But if you owe a lot of money to a lot of people at the end of the day, well, then, business slows down and your sales don't pick up the way they're supposed to. You're going to start making cutbacks, which means people are going to start losing jobs, going to start getting rid of stores left and right. And then next you can't really get it back on top or get it back together. Then the next step is going to be liquidation, which means you're going to have to start terminating, getting ready for Chapter 11. And I've watched that in every single, with stores and companies and stuff like that. They spread themselves too thin. They'll start off with one chain, one store. They're good to go, making plenty of money. Fantastic, the one store. But then they'll get a loan from a bank, and they'll get another one, and another one. And now they got one in all 50 states. Majority of most of those stores you see in those all 50 states is money borrowed from the bank. Most of the time it's money borrowed from the bank. They owe money. A lot of money, millions and millions of dollars. But they figure they're going to make it up because if one chain popped off over here, it may pop up over there. That's what's interesting. It may pop off here in Philadelphia. It might do bad in New York City. Sometimes they'll shut down a branch because it's not bringing enough business. There's a lot of stuff that goes wrong in business. You ever watch it at the end of the day, like what happens to a company when they fade out, like what happened, used to be here one minute and gone the next? Do you have any idea how many stores we had between here in the 80s and now? Some of the stores are still here existing, some are gone. Like a Radio Shack, Radio Shack been on for a very long time. Toys R Us, all those stores, gone. KB Toy Store, gone. Those are multi-million-dollar businesses, gone. Don't take much to do it. Or sometimes what happens is your technology will get phased out. That's why we're constantly engineering new tech all the time. I got technology, the 12s and 8s were still in their prime when we discontinued them. We can literally bring them back and re-engineer them. Our technology constantly evolves. It has to. If not, your stuff gets phased out by other stuff. And video game history shows that right from the door. Video game history, a lot of video people understand, what happened to that system? Another system took it out. Much more better, like the Atari 2600. The Atari 2600 had a massive library, but the Nintendo was far better because the Nintendo had much better graphics. They put their bet on their library instead of putting their bet on basically better looking graphics. People were drawn to the Nintendo. It was a much better system, had much better graphics, much more colorful. Yeah, it actually caused the Atari 2600 to go under. There's a couple of things about a couple of game systems that went under because of certain systems that came out that were just much more better systems. Where are they now? That's what I like to watch. Fernando's situation, why his business went under? Well, Fernando did things, he didn't do things by the book. He cut corners. When you cut corners, you don't do things by the book, it's bound to catch up to you. He can't back that stuff up. It's house paint. There's no test underneath of it. There's no way to show that that product shows a different improvement than other gray screens. He's never done the testing. He did what most people do. They go in to get a high-end projector because the image you're seeing is not from the screen paint. That's actually from the projector. If you take any gray paint and put it in there, it'll produce the same thing. There won't be any real difference at the end of the day at all, period. But he didn't do enough test demonstrations on his product to prove that his gray paint was different from other gray screens. That's why the digital and crystal screen paint was far more successful than your product, because we were able to do that in demonstrations. We did a lot of testing on this stuff. We did it in fully lit, partial lit environments, because again, it's gray paint, and they're going to do so much with it. But we had demonstrations and demonstrations and tests we're doing that were above everybody else, and that's why we got noticed. That's why we got contracted. That's why my paint shows overseas of my stuff being displayed in professional showrooms with investors, other than your stuff, didn't go anywhere, and it canceled out. So that's it. Come next week, I begin filing the lawsuit against you for basically messing with an Apex. So you're going to have to go to court and prove, which we know you're not going to show up, but you're going to go to court and you're not going to show up and prove that my product came out that dark. If not, I'm going to take $12,000 out of your backbone. Now, you can say, oh, I got 12 grand to pay. It's not the $12,000, Fernando. It's the fact that you don't show. We can show document court record that you were no-show. Not only that, we're filing criminal charges right across the street. So once we go over there and say, hey, look, Judge so-and-so, we got an awardment, a judgment on this guy for about $12,000. This guy never showed up. But also, too, the problem that we have, too, we have criminal issues with this guy. He's been attacking our company. We got terroristic threats, all this stuff. We need to file for criminal charges. So we go over there and we basically get in the process of getting the prosecutor, what they got to do involved, talk to the DA to getting criminal charges filed against you. Now, once that's done, that's the one you got to watch out for. Because when that process server gets here and serves you at the end of the day, you definitely have to show up for those things. You don't play around with this. You definitely have to show up. And then knowing that you're a no-show for the lawsuit, the very same thing we're filing criminal charges against you, you never showed up to the lawsuit. Guess what that says? You're guilty. That's what that reads out. You're guilty. Because if you weren't guilty and you could back yourself at 100%, you would show up. Right? There you go. That's like in Julian Apartments. The Julian Apartment did show up, so they did, and I didn't show up. That means I'm guilty automatically. That means that the reason why I didn't show up to a court case is because I'm guilty. That's why. But I did show. And they didn't show. So that means at the end of the day that I had nothing to hide. I'm right here, Your Honor, no problem. Showed up twice in a row. They never showed up. It means whatever they had against me was a bunch of bull crap, and that's the reason why I was dismissed. That's why it's important to show up. Always show up. And if you don't show up to this case, it's going to show that you were guilty. You didn't basically care that you want to get $12,000 ripped out of your freaking wallet at the end of the day to show up, which means you didn't care because you're guilty. Can't appeal a case. Got to be there to appeal a case. That's not going to work. You still got to come down here to appeal the case. So with that being said, I take all that information over there. So look, we got problems with this guy. He's got other people he's working with. They've been attacking our business and carrying on. They've been threatening our families. We need to have this taken care of. They're going to go over and they're going to start the process of a criminal court case. That's different. Now, when that guy comes to your door and knock on your door and give you that document, this is what you want to do. You want to read through that. You want to call the courts. Even in the lawsuit, you still have to call the courts. So they're going to have you on the machine calling them, telling you and giving you the dates and everything to ensure that you understand, and then you don't show up. That's not going to look good for you. And if you don't call at all, that's really not going to look good for you. So you're going to have to report in on that one. But getting to the criminal, you don't show up for that one. Everybody knows what it stands for, but you don't show up for court. They're called bench warrants. And that judge can order one right there on the spot. If you don't, if the bench warrant means, it goes to your state easily. All they have to do is get the warrant for the arrest and transfer that. The police would transfer that to Baldwin Park police department, and when it pops up and says that there's a warrant for your arrest, they're going to go right to your address. Knock on your door, call your name out, ask you to come to the door. They want you to come out, put your hands behind your back, and they're going to take you away. Now, if no red flags pop up between here and there with your situation, you're going to go there, they're going to take your picture, your mugshot, which I'm going to get, your mugshot. They're going to basically take your shoelaces out, blah, 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 your belt, da, 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 take your fingerprints, da, 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 and they're going to charge you for failure to show in court. And put you in a holding pen, that's where you're going to be at for a while. You're not going home at all. You're not getting any bail, you're not getting nothing. You're being transferred up here. So when you're ready, they're going to transfer you, take you to where you need to go. They're going to transfer you. I think they don't come to pick you up. I wonder if they come to pick you up. I'm curious about that. I don't know about that one yet. But I think they transfer. I got to look into that. But anyway, long story short, you're coming here. And when you get here, since they already got all your information there, I don't know if they're going to reprocess you again when you get up here for their records. They may do that, and they may take what you have up there and put it in their records. But either way, that prison, right when I show you, when I walk by, that's where you're going to be at. You're going to be over there. You'll be there until a court date comes up. Because now I got to come back to court, and I got to testify against you. And my family's going to testify, and then make sure all the shop owners that you threaten at the end of the day, let them know what's going on so they can come testify against you. That's what's going to happen to you. Anyone's ever got a bench rule before can tell you this. It's exactly what he just said, what's going to happen to you. Go talk to a lawyer. See if I'm wrong what I just said. So your day is coming. I guarantee you that roughly this will probably be handled before summer. The lawsuit's definitely going to go through before April. I know that for a fact. You wish you didn't touch the apex, didn't you? Didn't I just tell you on camera? We literally had this conversation before. Fernando, the only reason why we didn't get you on the rest of the paint, we didn't know where you were living at. We had no idea where he was at. That's why he was getting away with it, doing us fake demonstrating a company. We had no idea where he was at. We thought he was at 317 Kern Street. That was the address he was using. It shows up on the documents with your lawyers. We thought you were there until that information popped up from a customer, and I was like, And then you made an LLC out of it, which I was like, cool. That's your address. And that's where the process server, to confirm it, a process server was on his property talking to his wife. So we know that's where you're at directly, right there. So with that being said, well, we'll see you in court. And if you don't show up, well, the outcome of that, Fernando, we already know. You can't make it through TSA. We already know the front door. Off topic, you can't make it through TSA. If you can't make it through TSA, it means you can't make it here. And if you can't make it through here, you have a no-show for a lawsuit and a bench warrant. Automatically going to happen. The clothesline effect. Remember I told you about we do the clothesline effect? That's clothesline effect. As for the TV, beautiful technology. I did all the research on it. It's very beautiful technology. It's just too expensive. It's way, way too expensive. If I went to any one of these mom and pops, they don't put the screen, it's going to cost you like $70, $80. It's going to cost you close to around $600, $200, $2,500 per square inch. They're going to look at you like, yeah, okay. But that's, beautiful technology though. Like the certified screens, gorgeous technology. I've tested all their stuff. They have amazing technology. They would beat the crap out of you gray paints any day of the week. But again, we can do stuff that their screens can't do. We're more advanced than they are at the end of the day. So with that being said, we cost far less. That's why our products are $300 to $400. When you gray screens are trying to compare mine, you want to challenge that one to court? You don't want to do that one. That would be, and I'm going to challenge one of y'all. Any one of y'all talking trash about me, if I hear any one of y'all saying that your stuff is better than mine, I'm going to challenge you in court for $100,000. I'm going to embarrass the daylights out of you. I'm going to literally paint my letter in the middle of your screen and embarrass your screen. For court records. So I can post that on freaking YouTube. But I wish you would. Go on and make a statement. Fernando already got to go through a nightmare already. But any of the other great paints up there, screens today, you make one statement. I hear anything that pops up, you stating that your product's more advanced than mine, I will take you to a courtroom and I will embarrass the daylights out of you. I'll write my initials into your screen and watch your screen unfunction. Anybody? Any takers? All right. Stay in your lane, for goodness sakes. It's never supposed to be about you to begin with. Stay in your freaking lane. Keep it up. I'll sick that beast on you and I'll turn your screen into a different color. Stay in your lane. Can't express that one enough. Man. It's like watching a little tiny Honda trying to take out a tractor trailer. What's wrong with y'all? Why? Why do y'all do this to yourselves? I get tired of coming on this camera and smacking y'all. You ever heard the game called, the thing on Key and Peele called Front Hand, Back Hand? You ever watched that skit before? That's what it's like with y'all. I smack y'all around all the time. Now we got to do stuff where we got to take you to court now. Because the YouTube's not enough. We can come on here and embarrass you so badly on YouTube and you guys don't learn. I'm going to start taking money out of you. Because since now you want to start wasting my time on this YouTube mumbo jumbo dumb nonsense, I'm going to start dragging your behinds into a courtroom and embarrassing the daylights out of you in front of a court. I'm going to take it out of your pocket. Because my time is money. So now you want to do this nonsense from now on in 2026. Anyone got trash to talk? We'll see you in court. I'm going to take it out of your pocket. You know, you're going to pay me for my time. It's going to cost you $10,000 to $100,000. You want to say it's your screen's better than mine? Let's go to court. Let's do it. I got no time for the YouTube nonsense. I don't know how much signing no contract. I'm talking about basically going and tracing your IP address and figuring out where you lay your head at so I can turn around and go and hit you with a lawsuit. That's what I'm going to do. It's online, right? See you in court. I got no time for that dumb nonsense in the day. I got private cyber investigators I'm bringing on board for my payroll. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. I'm going to stick one of them dogs on you. All right, you're talking all that trash, right? See you in court. I'll send you a letter first. If you don't want that letter by email, we'll transfer right to your email account. We'll send you a nice little letter over there. It'll be a DocuSign. Send it right over to you. And you can go read through it. It's got all my information. You can call Mr. Bird directly. I don't want to hear this. Talk to me like a human being, like you got some common sense, or I'll throw you in court for harassment. But anyway, as I said before, talk to me like a man. I got no time for you acting making cat noises and all that dumb stuff. Grow the freak up. Anyways, it's business at the end of the day. So, if you want to get on there, you want to make those statements, then we'll see you in court. I'll send you a letter first. You don't want to sign that letter? You want to keep on running your mouth? I'll get one of my cyber boys to go over and go through your freaking information and figure out exactly where you lay your head at, so we can send a document to your front door and drag your behind over here in court so I can take 12 to 100 grand out of your back pocket and pay for my time. Told you I'm going to get rich off you guys. Well, I'm going to get rich off you anyway. You already started already going to get paid off y'all. So you can't back up yourself to the technology. This is what you do. You shut it. You get it? You shut it. It's going to cost you some money if you don't. Oh, I like that. I like that. Shut it. It's going to cost you some money. Shut it. It's going to cost you some money. Shut it. It's going to cost you some money. There you go. Shut it. Jeez. I can't wait to get this joker in court. I can't wait. I'm so excited about this right now. You have no idea how happy I am to get this joker in court. He can't go anywhere, but still, I'm so excited it's going to happen. Other than this other technology, like I said, impressive. It's nice. But I've seen this stuff already before. You guys be sending me links on stuff already. I'm a research junkie. I research everything. I mean, literally just about everything. I even research some crazy stuff at the end of the day, like, oh, I wonder how that's made. My brain is constantly always functioning on a different level, always thinking about stuff. So anytime I'm developing any type of technology, I want to see if there's anything close to mine. Let me see. I had to do a ton of information when I was doing the gray screen paints. That's why I was on all the different forum sites, challenging other people's stuff, but we don't see you guys on there. Because you know why? They'll ask the questions that you don't want to answer. That's why you're never on those pages. You don't want to answer those pages in the day. Let's see. Transparent LEDs underwater. No, I said transparent LEDs. And it's funny, when you bring up transparent LEDs, it doesn't bring up the LED TV technology. Let me see this. They're called transparent LEDs. Transparent LEDs underwater. You know what they show? They show the transparent LEDs that they have underwater for your pools and patio lights and all that. Okay. Let me see. Transparent LEDs and direct sunlight. That's not direct sunlight. That is definitely not direct sunlight. That right there is not direct sunlight. That's not direct sunlight at all. I said direct sunlight. That's not direct sunlight. Let me see right here. This is not direct sunlight. You know why? Look underneath the screen. There's shade. When you hit direct sunlight, there is no shade. There's nothing there. It's just sunlight. That's outside. It's not in direct sunlight. That's inside. That's inside. Yeah, no direct sunlight. Of course, no direct sunlight. You have direct sunlight, there is no shade. The shade, basically, if your screen, let's say, put it this way. When we do the demonstration on the screen outside, I'm not saying it's not impressive, it's impressive, but at the end of the day, there is, that's not direct sunlight. When I'm talking about direct sun, I'm talking about actual direct sunlight. See the shadow cast? That's not direct sunlight. That's definitely not direct sunlight. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, YouTube. I'm the only one with an outdoor black screen, like literally. That's what I have to type in. Let's go with here. SFEG. No. You see that system? That's a 12K halo system. Those things get so hot you can literally feel the heat that draws off them. That's inside the screen, with the screen. So in order for you to have a technology that can read that type of light, you notice that none of the screens have that type of technology next to it. Could they read next to this? Yeah, they could read next to that. You know why? Because they're LEDs. It's an LED. This is projection. Different story. See, an LED, it's different. An LED is right there. But projection, whether it be short throw, it's still going to be a distance next to an LED because an LED is there. That technology can read at 300 lumens like that, which makes that technology extremely valuable. See, 300 lumen projector, like I said. I know my tech. So we can read at 300 lumens with a screen that's operating with an additional 12,000 LED lighting, which means that technology can read outside. Stop licking the box. Hey, 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 stop licking. What is your deal with licking boxes? It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Now, see this demonstration right here? 300 lumens projector inside, right? Now I'm outside. Now, the LED technology, the transformation back and forth, we can make these things portable any size we want. We can turn them into anything we want. It has limitations on what it can be applied to. It's a LED system, that's why. Let's keep going. I love this video. Look up at the sky. I need to put this one on the account. This is a good one too. See? definitely got to put this one in the account. I don't want to lose this one. I want to put that on the account. Give me this right here. Copy that. I'm going to put that on the account. $300 lumens. I'm putting this on the account too. All these are on the accounts, but I'm putting them on the other accounts. I want them to see these demonstrations on how they read outside. That's outside on, should be 300 lumens, maybe on 50, I'm not sure. Back inside again. Outside again. Back inside again. Outside again. See what I'm getting at here? This is what I mean at the end of the day when I say that the technology we engineer at the end of the day can basically cost far less, do far more than what the LEDs can do. On top of that, it's so much more advanced and you grade paints out of here, it's not even funny. You can't compete with that. So you to come on my channel and say, please, give me a break. I know all this stuff, I research. All right? You're just basically desperate. When you're desperate, when you can't even use your own stuff to come against me, and you got to look for other sources to come against me, that's how I know you're desperate. That is the #1 screen. In the projection world industry, LED and projection is two different entities. That screen, television, whatever. But we can operate in the same environment that a TV can. We can do the same thing they can do at the end of the day. I've done this demonstration where I did the gray screen, I pull back, and you see our black technology push you next to the TV. We could do that easily all day long. Y'all can't do that. You can't read contrast. How do you compare yourself to a TV? You don't read contrast. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all called or something? Y'all great calls. Anyway, because y'all getting brainwashed at the end of the day. Like I literally had these conversations all day long on forums saying, come no. All right, chief, take you to court and sue you for a couple $1,000. Let's see how much faith you got in your product then what's coming out of your pocketbook. I don't hate y'all at the end of the day. Oh my goodness. I think y'all caught at the end of the day. Y'all a great call. Y'all brainwash. I don't fix that brainwash. You'll take money out of your banking account. That'll fix it. Keep on believing in that nonsense. Give fake demonstration of paints. That ADTECH right there, that technology is way beyond your stuff. Can you do what that screen just did? Of course you can. Ain't no way in the world you can do anything with that screen. That's all done on a 300 lumen projector. The projector never changes, all 300 lumens. We don't go outside and swap out to no 4,000, 5,000. It's all done with 300 lumens. It matches a cell phone at 300 lumens. Man, you guys will get destroyed by that technology. You know what? We need to bring one out. The only reason why I probably consider bringing one out to consumers is the fact is to crush the other screens just for fun. Because if we get involved in that part of it, like I said, we take it out for business. We're going to do it for business anyway. When we decide to basically just step into the realm of home theater, man, that thing, oh, you know what? Screw it. We're doing it. Because in the day, I'm tired of you gray screens get on my freaking nerves at the end of the day, y'all fake, phony products. I'm going to launch one of these on y'all. That black technology over there, I'm going to launch one of them. I'm going to do campaigns all this week. I'm going to be crushing y'all stuff. I'm going to launch one of those, and y'all talk too much trash at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm going to bring one of them out. I think roughly for the price for that screen, we'll do roughly $1,300 for it, because they're worth $1,300, or more than that. But $1,300 for that black technology, that's what we're going to have them. We'll launch them on the website in September. But as for you screens up there, I'm burying you guys at the end of the day. I'm so sick and tired. Y'all talk too much trash. I'm going to bury you at the end of the day. Y'all run your mouths too much. It's time for us to come in and re-level the playing field again. And if you want to talk about our screen paints, well, we'll dog you out with that too. I got two new screen paints coming out that will definitely eat your stuff alive. So guess what? If you want to talk trash, we'll see you in court. That's how we do it. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna suck it. We're gonna stick a Interior against them. Oh man, it's gonna be a slaughter fest with that technology. You know how amazing that technology is? 10%. It's 10%. It's a monster. You know the crazy thing about it is that thing can produce white levels like an LED. It's crazy. It does some crazy stuff. Let's begin. You know, it's funny too, because I sat there and said I was going to launch that screen to customers. Now I'm already launching that screen to customers, so I want to crush the other screens for fun. That's why I was going to bring it out. It ain't about money. It's about crushing your screen, so y'all talk too much trash at the end of the day. You naysayers have to make these. Not just naysayers, because you other people make products too. All you gray screens. We're challenging all gray screens, global, against that technology. You think you'll survive it? Nah. I'm going to turn your screen beige. See what it does with certified screen? Ooh, man. You guys don't stand a chance. That's like, you know, the equivalence of the Death Star when it fired off that ray, of you trying to reflect it with a plastic spoon. You definitely won't get this. You're going to get ripped up pretty bad. How should we do you? We'll take you inside and we'll destroy you. And if you claim to have an ambient light projection, we'll take you at 12 o'clock in the afternoon at 300 lumens and we'll just destroy you. Man, this is going to be easy, man. So who are we taking out first? We got to need somebody to talk trash first. We can't do that then. That was like make it feel like we're just charging people's screens. All right. I don't know. Vivistorm. Just go near them and then goo screen and paint on screens and then another screen called Smartest Surface. We'll knock them out and take out the certifieds and then after that, get a couple of these gray paints off eBay and go from there. So, yeah, it's going to be bad. Well, I mean, the good thing about it, consumer gets a screen at the end of the day that'll destroy everything on the face of the planet, and then turn around and we have a reputation destroying your stuff. Now, mind you, let me warn you, the policy on one of these screens, if you disrupt or basically make claims against it that are false, is a $12 million policy. Which means if you go in and say anything that you can't back up, we will drag you here. You're going to owe Mr. Bird $12 million. That's on the policy of that technology. Are you quite aware and you're ready for this? Fernando's being sued for 12 because he disrupted policy. So, and the rest of them are being sued for 12 because he disrupted policy. But anyway, are you ready for this? All right, naysayer. Pay me a lot of money on this. Oh, by the way, it is 12 million, but the criminal charges behind it are federal, which means they're 20 to 30. Because we're pushing for federal for this. It's a big, valuable item. A lot of technology and companies involved around this, you know what I mean? They're going to be using this technology, they're going to have it in different showrooms and stuff, and you're going to come in and make some slandish idea that our stuff doesn't work because it's a scam, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to rip a hole in you big time. So with that being said, yeah, we'll launch an Imperial. We'll launch an Imperial for customers that we were supposed to do, but I was going to pull it, but we'll launch it for customers. But we'll launch it for the sole reason why we want to destroy the other screens. Oh, and with my Legendary, I got a Legendary limited edition black coming out, the movie theater paint. You're going to get destroyed on that. That thing is incredible. That's the other one that's coming up. Then we got this luxury gold. Oh! He uses a special kind of black technology. You don't understand. You ever heard of color black technology? You don't know that one, do you? I do. I invented it. You ever seen shifting contrast technology? I made that too. I actually had a screen that was actually, one was actually kind of a weird green look color and one was blue, and they could shift to black. And if you lay them on the ground, they don't shift. Well, we'd bring one of those out and they'd embarrass the crap out of you guys. Let's make one of them and have some fun and challenge you guys to make that one. Because you know we make different levels of black technology, right? Let's give you a couple of interesting black technologies to do. Now, if you get this one wrong, you don't get it right, guess what? See you in court. Give me your opportunity to back this up on YouTube. Ah, my goodness. This is going to be fun. It's going to be contrast shifting technology. Let's give you something to do. It's not just thing to have so much free time on your hands, but you're just going to ignore it. That's what you're going to do. So you ignore it. I'll see you in court. I'm giving you opportunities. When I do stuff like this and I give you guys challenges, you naysayers, I'm giving you opportunity to back yourself up before we go to court. It's like, a cat and a mouse. Which I don't know why cats do that. I think it's quite creepy, but they still do it anyway. They play with their food before they eat it. So we're going to mess around with you a little bit. We're going to bounce you off a couple of walls before we actually get rid of you. Give you some opportunities to back yourself up. That's what I did with Fernando. I sent him up a certified letter, asked him to send us black paint. We never received it. I'm going to use that against him in court. Now, if you have a company at the end of the day, we're definitely going to know where you're at. So, let's see how many companies can stand against the Imperior at 10%. As we're going to do the challenge, I feel it's more fun that way. 10% the Imperior against any gray screen on the market. How many of you guys can do that? Can you guys do that with your own product? Oh, my gray screen paint versus any certified on the market. You can't do that. You know why you wouldn't dare make that statement? Because you bring us up. Ah, my goodness. What is that doing here? We freaking gave an invitation to that guy over at the end of the day. You know what's going to happen if that screen crosses that threshold. We are screwed. I can see right now in the battle that we put digging into the biggest, baddest screens on the market, you be putting out all kinds of freaking information town criers like, we challenge anyone, we challenge anyone. And all of a sudden the sky just starts turning dark and this big light just hits the ground. You just got this one warrior against all of you. One warrior. Yes, the Imperial light. That'll be us coming down. All black, but the Imperial light just surround around. It's like, oh my goodness, who the freaking invited that? Why would we invite that? Why? This is how y'all act. Literally, when we show up to y'all, this is how y'all act. Literally. Why would you even bring that in here? You know what that thing's capable of doing. That's how y'all act. Every time we come to y'all sites, y'all do that. Y'all give us back money. Y'all cry on receipts. Y'all freaking cancel freaking states. That's literally how y'all act when we come to y'all. Y'all talk all this trash until we show up, and then it's like, oh my goodness, like, oh, why? Why would even anybody invite that? That's just how y'all act. As we walk through, you watch all the other screens just turn into statues and just break into chalk. We destroy anything that walks in our path. Did you call? You said anybody, didn't you? That would mean us, wouldn't it? No. You got the invitation wrong. We apologize. We never asked for you guys to ever come here. It's just a simple challenge between us and gray screens. This has nothing to do with you. Our apologies. Thank you so much, for coming by, You have a good day. That's literally what we did to you guys. Gave us back our money. How sad. Gave us back our money. Oh, I literally have on a receipt. You think I'm joking? Watch this. I'm going to pull my account and show you. Watch this mess. I literally have on a receipt of him begging us to stay away. Watch this. You haven't seen this. Those you haven't seen, this is going to be fun. So this thing is called the Blacklist. The Blacklist is started off when we designed this thing with the deal with a lot of these knockoff projectors when they first came out. We had a lot of these projectors like WeMax and stuff like that. That first came on the scene, these projectors were absolutely horrible when they came out. And a lot of these customers were spending some real serious money. You thought these projectors were expensive then. Now, they were very expensive back then. So, I got to get to working on this site too. This is the other site. We have two websites. So, we started this whole thing called the Blacklist. It was on those knockoff projectors. But then these guys started doing dumb stuff and they ended up on it. See, this is all about knockoff projectors. So if you look in here, you'll see all these projectors that we tested, knockoff machines. There's just one rave when all these knockoff machines were coming. A lot of people were getting ripped off. These are actual customers who own these machines. And we warn them, don't buy the machine because the machine won't work. This is what happens if you use a knockoff machine on our technology. It doesn't read it. It won't read it all. It only works on name brand. There's something with these projectors in the lumen count that's not right. Except for the Maxonic picks up, it does. So what we did was we made like a version that would work with their screen paints, with their screens. Different type of kind of like high dark silver that would bring up the contrast, maintain the white levels, they could see the screen, and trade for pictures. And then we're sending the pictures through. This is way back when the WeMaxes first came out, when these projectors came out, the WeMax and Valva. So that's how they look on with our screen paint. They don't work. So we've done all these tests before. See how it looks like you can't see the image? That's what happens if you use a knockoff on our technology. That's how I know that some of you, when you were doing demonstrations against our products, you were using knockoff. Good luck with that $1 million lawsuit, because that's what they are. When you use one of them, it shows you deliberately use a machine that we clearly state that we do not support. And because you went on and you slandered our technology, that's going to cost you a lot of money. But these are customers who came in. See right here, this is called Movie Go or something, whatever it's called, Theater Go, whatever. That's what the images come up. It'll come up dark looking. That's why we specify. If I come in and say, hey, what's your projector? Two things I'm going to ask you. Size of your screen, what's your projector? Only two questions I need to know from you. I don't need to care about your environment, lighting, whatever. Don't mean a difference. Just need to know those two things. So if you tell me you have one of these knockoff machines, I can't sell it to you. Because if I sell it to you, it ain't going to work. No point. I'm not going to go through a whole PayPal dispute to sell you something that's not going to work. So we did all this testing already. That's how we know all this stuff. And then the customer, this guy right here, didn't tell me the truth. He didn't tell me that he had this freaking, this projector he had. And I'm like, no, we can't support that. It won't even run off of it. He said, but I don't care what your specifications said in the day. We don't support that machine. You see the list we had down here? They'll bypass my list and go, well, my stuff will work. No, that's the reason why we have it there. So now we take that out of our own pocket. That's extra money I got to take out of my pocket for shipping and whatever to fix the mess that I just told him not to do. Now, do I have to do that? No. I could have just took it behind the court at the end of the day and say, hey, look. And we told him not to use it. These are the list of projectors we don't use. And I asked him, like, why didn't you follow the list that the company said? Well, I thought. It's not about what you thought. It's what they told you not to do this. That's like somebody getting an Xbox and a PlayStation, and you're trying to get the PlayStation game to play in the Xbox, and it doesn't play, and you want to get mad and you want to complain and say, oh, the ripoff artists is because we can't get a PlayStation to run in an Xbox system. That's literally the same thing. So the guy was real nice about it, and I said, no problem, we'll send it over, we'll fix the problem. We sent everything over to him, helped him out. But I said, in return, I want pictures, because we put these on the list to show people what happens and why we don't support the knockoffs. That's the problems we have with them. There you go. Now, that's Fernando right there. That black and white mixture, that's the same thing we made when we sent to him. These are tests we've done on his products. That right there is network grade 773. Mind you, I've done this against 3 of his screen paints. He only did 1. We have his video right here. That's the video that's missing of his count. You see this right here? We literally made 5 of his screen paints using black and white paint. There it is right there. Just the products matching perfectly clear. That UV mix, Frankenstein mix, matched it, know how to make it. Personal mix, know how to make it. These are pictures that literally came from the video of him matching house paint. You know, screen paint he claims that's supposed to be better than ours. The Cinemax, the one he keeps talking about it, that's the Cinemax matching house paint. Right there. Straight from the channel. As you can see, that's inside of his apartment right there. Same thing. Scrolling down. This right here is where he committed post office fraud, which I got to bring that case up. We're going to be going to court on that one too. This is another post office mail fraud. This right here is a video of him matching bare silver screen to the personal mix. Mind you, the customer had the bare silver screen. Could have went out and just got this instead. Screen washed out. Look at this. Another network grade 773 match right here. Just another demonstration of the benefit of a gray screen match. It literally match. That video is missing. This video is also missing. This is Wake. Yeah, you know what's going to be happening to you soon. So no more Solid Wake. More like Daniel McAfee, because that's your full real name now, as we know now. Yeah, this is the Frankenstein mix. This thing had so many scams on it. It was unbelievable. At one point, he says it's ambient light rejection. Next minute, he says it's not ambient light rejection. He don't know what he's doing. How is the lighter version ambient light rejection, but the darker version isn't? Literally screamed at me on one of the containers, said, not ambient light rejection, Kenneth. And at that, we got you basically making money off somebody's name again without paying no royalties. International thief, I swear. Look at this. Again, remember I said about you can't say things on camera without backing them up? We back up everything we say. See where it says not ambient light rejection? See how dark that paint is? How is a paint that dark not ambient light rejection? There's his signature, best of the best, right there. That right there, I can show the date on this compared to the LLC when you claimed your business around 5 months. So we've been buying products from you longer than 5 months. But not only that, that has the name Frankenstein on it. Universal Studio owns the right to that. You haven't paid them a dime. So when we take you to court on the whole, well, he's going to court on a few things. But one of the things, the main thing he's going to court on, some other stuff, but the main sticking point right now is that whole monster, the one on his apartment. So with that being said, we can show a history of him using people's names to make money without paying them any money. The first thing they're going to ask him at the end of the day, Mr. Fernando, well, he's not going to make it there. He's just not. What's the point? But if he did make it there, they're going to ask him, did he pay out any money to these businesses? So we can show you made a purchase on a truck. The first thing I want to ask is, what purchases did you make? We track down restaurants. We track down items you were buying, clothes, sneakers, watches, cell phones, and truck. And some other stuff you're paying with that money. That's stolen money, by the way. So courts will get all that, including the that license plate in the front, the dealer plate, which you couldn't ask for anything better than that, because they're going to go to the dealership and they're going to track down the information on that, get a subpoena, and open that up, and they find out that someone else's name in it, and that means now they're going to be under investigation, and now they're going to go and question them. And of course, you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, yeah, he got the truck. I want co-signed for him, because they're not going down for you at the end of the day. That's what's going to happen. They can show that there's a money trail on the money that you stole from companies to turn around and profit your own well-being. And that guy's going to testify against you in court because he don't got a choice. See? All your witnesses that you have, people who bought from you, they're going to testify you in court. Because they'll say, look, here's the thing. You got receiving stolen items. We get your year in county. Or you can testify. And they're going to testify. Yeah, I bought the stuff from him. Went right down the flea market. Yeah, I paid for it right from him. It's probably, chances are, if he did it by cash, the most likely, since there was a receipt there on the table, and we just scanned the receipt. Yeah, I hate to call people stupid, but he literally put the receipt to show off. That's what happens being shown off. Showing off it'll get you in trouble. But he put the receipt there, and we blew the image up and scanned it. Got all the information off of it. Good gracious, man! This guy's he's a perfect of self-snitching. He is. He's the poster child of self-snitching. Wikipedia, they pull up self-snitching, it'll be his face. Let's keep going here. Oh, here we go. Another fiasco nonsense. This is the video also went missing. This is the Frankenstein mix. The one he says at 148 in the video that's ambient rejection, but claims on this container is not ambient rejection. Okay, flip-flop. More videos missing. Oh, remember I told you we're taking the court for the Apex? We got a bunch of videos like this. So this video shows you doing demonstrations in your apartment claiming our products don't work. Yeah, that Apex is going to be a doozy. So we got proof that you've done this multiple times. I got the videos and all that stuff showing that you went in and Crow versus or ambient rejection technology. You said it came up too dark. And in the video where you're matching the house paint, which we had to show in court too, you also show pictures of our product, and you say in video that's our product too also. We'll be requesting receipts, by the way. But you won't be there, so you know how that works. Let me see. Oh, McAfee, you did that too, right? So this is Solomon 5's account, which now goes by Daniel McAfee. This is where he did a false demonstration and a fake unboxing of our product, claiming that our product came up that dark. Your unboxing videos will be used against Crow in court, showing that you had other people working with you, or Crow had other people working with him, to go in and do fake demonstrations against our products. We got McAfee doing a fake demonstration, going and doing a fake receipt, claiming that he got the product from us. You do notice it's going to draw up stuff at the end of the day. They're going to call you in, right? So guess what, buddy? You're going to be coming to court soon. Yeah, I told you we got all kinds of evidence on these guys. But that's when Solid Weight 5 was coming under Solid Weight 5. His name is really actual Daniel McAfee, because you're being investigated for post office nonsense, right? Yeah, with an open case. Good gracious, man, the guys, you got trouble you guys get yourself into. Yep. Okay, let's go over here. Now, this is Jamie making fake batch numbers right there. And let's go into here. This is Jamie making a fake account. So you want to make a fake Instagram account, use their logo, and went in. Now, why would I go in and put down I am a scammer and a con man who makes fake videos about spray paint? I'm going to use this against you in court. And what do we have here? The receipts. I told you we got his receipts. Hey, canceled on orders. Your order has been canceled. Now, this is coming from a guy who claims that you can trust his products. You can trust his products, right? And he would never back down, never cancel against us. What do you see right here? Crow screen paint mixes. What does it say? Your order has been canceled. That's us. That's the Cinemax mix right there. Hey, cancel. That's when the mix was $85. He canceled. Put the money back in my account. Let's go to another one. We got another one here. This is Crow Hybrant Mix. Another cancellation. This way screens it and says harassment. Mind you, sent us an email. Again, we're showing court, telling us to buy whatever we wanted. You can't tell people to buy whatever we wanted and then sit there and go harassment. You just told me to buy. How would it be harassment if you told me to buy what I wanted? But he cried on the receipt. He screamed the harassment. Money back to our account, $85. Let's keep going. PayPal. We won a case against him. He lost. Of course he lost. He always loses cases. Never won one ever. Let's go again. Another cancel receipt. And this one he screams out. He says, Crow says he prefers himself as another person. This is why I believe he has multiple personality complex disorder. Because he says, Crow says, you are banned. So who's telling me I'm banned? Because keep in mind, you write with capitals in the middle of sentences. So that's you having that conversation with me. Because that's one of his traits. He actually puts capitals in the middle of sentences. Capital here, capital there, capital there. I'm like, is he talking to me or who is he? Who's talking this time? Crow says you are banned. If our products are garbage, then why order? You just told me to buy whatever I wanted. See, this is the reason why I think you're not all there 100%. I can prove at the end of the day to a judge that you're schizophrenic. There's something wrong with you. Because right here, you just said that I'm banned. And then you turn around and say that if my stuff is garbage, why order? Because you just told me to go buy whatever I wanted. You don't remember that, do you? All right. All right. Good sales pitch. I don't think that's working that well by the way you think it is. This paint is a UB mix. That money was returned back to our account. Let's go click on another one. Oh, right here. See all these receipts? Tons of receipts we have on Jamie. We got this one right here. Don't need your business. Have a blessed day. Stay away. Thanks. This is where he's begging us to stay away from him. You sent me a receipt. Send me an email. Buy whatever I want, right? So I bought whatever I wanted, right? And now you're begging me to stay away? Remember I told you about the whole thing about this popping up on the battlefield and coming toward him? Like, who the freak invited that? And they're saying, look, you know what? Sorry, we gave you the wrong invite. It got to you by accident. We do apologize. We'd like if you could just go away. Thank you. You have a blessed day. Just go away. Thank you. Yeah, Jamie did it to us. He cried and told us to stay away from him. If you give me an invite to buy whatever I want, I'm coming to buy whatever I want. Don't cry about it when we come to your front door. So he even got his face on the receipt. That's his face on the receipt. We got a cleaner one to pop up. Don't need your business. Have, see, capitals in the middle of sentences. Told you it's his trademark. Have a blessed day. Stay away. Thanks. I'm going to post that big writing in my new office to show that you begged us. Next to the email, you told us. Next to harassment and this, showing us that you told us to come buy whatever we wanted, but you cried on the receipt. Look at another one. Another cancel order. Another cancel order. Another cancel order. PayPal. This is just, man, pathetic. Another PayPal. He lost another one. Money put back to our account. He had to issue another refund. Another one. Another refund. Look at this right here. This is for the Frankenstein mix. Put the money back on our account. Coming soon. So this is funny. After having like 14 cancellations on him, he decides that he's going to go in and he's going to hold on to the money. He's not going to allow any more money. He's going to hold on to my money. So what we did was we put down a video, a fake video saying, thank you so much. We appreciate you bringing your Frankenstein down so we could do some testing on it. Crow has agreed on live. Crow has agreed 100% to send the item down without canceling it. This is how I tell you that, Jamie, at the end of the day, that can easily control you from here. The video was fake because we knew if you did 14 cancellations, shouldn't you know you were going to do 15? Why would we have any faith in you? So we made the video by saying that, thank you so much. He has agreed to make a video so we can do a demonstration. He's apologized for the last 14 cancellations. And we got you to give us back our money, which we used to buy another one from you. Coming soon. I don't think so, loser. See how easy you are to control? We knew that you were going to cancel it. We knew you weren't going to send it through. We had 14 cancellations already within that timeline of the day. 14 from them already. It got all the way up to 19. So we use that to have you give us back the money faster so we can do another cancellation. So right here, he calls me a loser, you're garbage, get a life. You don't want to invite me to buy your stuff. How you telling me to get a life and just buying your stuff? That's very rude. Crow's Mix, one and only. Yeah, where's your business now? You don't have your business anymore, right? Yeah, cool. Keep on with that one. Another return. Got another one on them. Another one. Man, we got. I told you, I'm gonna build a book. I'm gonna show him. Put a book on my table. And you thought I was joking when I said I got cancellations against him? Oh, you would be surprised what we have on this guy at the end of the day. And there's the famous email. This is the email he sent to us first to tell us to buy whatever we want. So once you look at this, we'll post this. It says right here, no need to go through all the nonsense. Order with confidence. There's Crow's right there. That's his email address. See right there? That's what we matched when you were stalking us in the garage. We matched it to your email address on orders. We also pinged this email multiple times, and it came back with some interesting messaging and death threats that were sent to our accounts. You tried to put it under a different name, but it came up under this email right here. All right, it says right here, he gives us a link. That's immersed. That's where we're going under. He sends us a link to his page. Right here, Crow with the Cinemax mix, where we can buy. Page right here. See right there. See right there. And it says right here, enough with all the blank. This is remind you, we got this one first before we started canceling. This is where we first got sent. Challenged me to buy. I went and bought. Enough with all the blank. Here is the site. Order all you want. Now, you read that, right? We all can read. You got that right there. Order all you want and done. And be done. Gee whiz, Louise. Order all you want. So, what did Mr. Bird do? I went in and I ordered all I wanted, right? And what was I met with? Harassment. That's what he was crying about. Go away. Have a blessed day. I don't need your business, but you invited me to buy. I went and bought. All right, then. You cried on the receipts. We got you to cry on the receipts. All and be done. Not like you. I am a professional. Let's stare at this one for a minute. Guy match house paint, and yet he's a professional. Okay, sure. Let's see. Enough ranting, just buy my mixes. Enough ranting, just buy my mixes. Did you see all those receipts in there? Do you see all those receipts? We bought all those mixes, and he returned all the money. Buy my mixes with confidence. Okay. With confidence. Now, mind you, this is a guy you guys supported on your channel who has access to your addresses now. When they deport him, and he will be, trust me, he's going to be deported, he's got access to all your addresses. Good luck with that nightmare. Actually, it's quite fitting. It's quite fitting. The people who supported that, what you're about to get, is quite fitting what you're about to go through. Because he's going to sell your information for stuff. Keep in mind, when he's in there, he's got no money on his books, none of that whatsoever, and he's going to need stuff. And he's got information in his head that's worth money. Your addresses are worth money. So just so you know, good luck with all that nightmare that is about to pop up. I would advise you move if I were you. If you can't, well, you're just screwed. Well, you can basically go in and, I don't know, go into Google and try and go in and remove your information. You can do that. I would do that in the day. But, you know, that's what you're going to have to do. Let's go ghost for a bit. Well, forever. Because you never know who's going to have your information. With confidence and be done. Why do all the drama of 10 videos? Well, we had to do 10 videos because you kept canceling the orders. Let me see. Let's see. Video. Saying the same old thing. The best from the best. Crow Screen Paint Mix. Be a man for the first time in your life. Now, I went in and I was a man. I ordered from you. And you gave me back my money. You returned everything back to my account. Everything. Because you couldn't back your products up. And you even cried. You sat there and said, don't need your business. That's why I think you got multiple personality complex disorder. You're schizophrenic. Something's going wrong in that brain. Didn't you just send me telling me to buy wherever I want? Really? Are you kidding me? Oh, it gets worse than that. It gets way worse than that. We got eBay. eBay orders had returned about $400 back to my account. This was $1,900 in orders. Yeah, It's the same person that told you at the end of the day, yeah, blah, 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 blah. That's why we don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. So, I'm going to use this against you in court too also. Print up all your receipts, take them to court. Yeah, order all you want and be done. And then sit there and say, stay away things. You're begging me to stay away. I told you, Jamie's a coward. He is. It's not about LEDs, but he's a coward. He talks a lot of trash on camera, but the minute it comes up to his face, he runs. Just like he says some nonsense on the camera, yeah, I'm like a dog behind a gate. The minute he opens the door, he just licks my hands and wet myself. What happened when the process server came to your door? I was on video chat, by the way. What happened then? I heard you in the kitchen. You didn't come up. This time you will come to that door. Because that guy's been ordered to beat on your door. He's going to hit that door over and over again. And when we have enough, we're making sure that your life is uncomfortable, then we're going to post to your door and I'll see you in court. When that post gets to your door, pull it off the door. The number's on there. Call that number. You got 30 days to apply. And you better show up. Now, let's get back to this other nonsense with this guy the other day. Let's go over here. I'm going to show you something real quick. Let's go to eBay. I'm going to show you we have in our eBay accounts on this guy. Let me see, make sure we ain't got no customers here. I'm ordering something for a customer. I'm going to projector hunting for a customer. Man, I told you. Yeah, he's hot air. Excuse me. When you get in that world, Fernando, let me explain something to you. All that trash talk, trying to be a tough man in the day, don't work in there. It don't work. It don't work in a place like that. They will call your bluff. And it will come with swift punishment. They do not play around in places like that. So you better learn. You know, that happens a lot. You get people who go into the system and they're used to playing these little games out here until they end up in a place like that. And they're the ones that are messed with swift punishment and justice. So they think they can do it in there. And you can't do it in there. You got people in there that'll hurt you. You can't do that nonsense. You know, I see a lot of people when I was in there that do too much. They play too much, they do too much, and I'm getting hurt. They realize the hard way, you know. That's usually what happens. All right, we're over here now. I'm gonna go into my account. I gotta write a review on somebody's order. Got to get around to doing that. I really do, because I keep forgetting to do that. I gotta take care of that. Let me see. These are my projectors I ordered too. On top of that, I told you I ain't paying anything for our machine. This is plus shipping. That's a VSonic I got on the floor. I paid $137 for that. That is the Epson. That's the one I use in the demonstrations. I paid $25 for that. That's plus the shipping, total shipping cost and everything. Cost me $25.71. That's one using demonstrations. Now I got it in my bag right now. I got to use it today. That's the QME projector over here. I'm sitting right there. It's the QME right there. I got the QME for $55. That's including shipping. That is a Christie projector. I got that for $63. That's the one sitting right there. This is, oh, I know, the guy never gave me the projector. I wish I would have got it, because that would have been a nice, with $7, man. That would have been a great one to add to it. That is the Dell. Where is the Dell at? Well, I got the Dell ultra short throw for $61.41 total. That one right there. I have no idea where that Dell is at. Oh, I think Dell is right over there. That's the Dell. Oh, let me see. That's the other Chrissy. That's extended long throw. See the lens right there? That's tucked away over there somewhere. I paid $61.10 for that. Cable and cord I need for something. This is some kind of interactive technology I got over there. I got to get around to getting the projector for that. That's the projector right there I purchased. I got that projector for $27, and that's all total, but I got it for $10, which is the price for it. But altogether, $27.09. Told you I didn't pay anything for my projectors. I'm literally printing this out because this is going to be posted on how much I paid for my projectors at the end of the day to do all this stuff. I didn't pay any money, and there's Crow. I told you. We ordered from him. We always order from Jamie. Now, the reason why it's saying year zero, because the money was put back in their account. They're canceled orders. These are all canceled orders by Crow. Canceled orders. He can't back his products up. He's never been able to back his products up. I told you, when I get on camera and I say, we got snow today. Oh, we didn't have snow when it was coming in. When did this start? La, wah, wah. I said, because we close to the mountains. We'll come in, you come in, it'd be like Like a sunny day and walk outside, boom, snow everywhere. You're like, what the freak? Where did this come from? Are we gonna play in the snow today? We ain't doing any. I ain't transporting this stuff up there now. If it's snowing, that means if it's snowing right now, that means we can go and do a demonstration in the snow. Stop licking the box. Oh, I swear there's something wrong with you. But anyway, cancellation, as you can see. See, cancellation, 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 and that's the end of that. Cancellation, yeah, we got cancellations on the eBay account, and I got cancellations on his website. So if I get on camera and I say at the end of the day that we got cancellations on your products, that your products don't work, I got you crying on receipts at the end of the day, if I say all that, make them statements, I can back that up 100%. Anything I say out of my mouth, I can back up 100%. You know why? Because if you don't, you get sued, like you guys are about to get. You better back up that my product came out that dark. Now for him, he's due. He ain't got paperwork. He's screwed. He ain't gonna show up for the criminal case. That's bench warrant. We know that coming. Ain't not gonna show up for lawsuits. That's 12 grand out of his pocket. But you guys that are citizens at the end of the day, your butt better show up. And this is the person that you believed at the end of the day was telling you the truth. That's what makes it even more funnier. The person that convinced you that we were scammers and rip-off artists when you attacked us, that guy got you good. Because at the end of the day, we're going to tear you a new one. Think about that for a minute. This guy couldn't even back his products up to us. And now we're going to end up taking you to court. So he lied the entire time about our products. And you believe that nonsense and you carried on with him. You're going to lose so much money in this whole process. It's not even funny how much money you're about to lose. You didn't know he was canceling again. So yeah, because we had tons of cancellations on Jamie. I can go back and I can show you eBay listings where he raised his paint all the way up to $129. And he still gave us back our money. We got some unboxing videos. Literally. Let's go over here. I'm going to go here to which one's on here. Why do you see this crazy? Yeah, but this is the guy you trusted, right? This is the guy you had confidence in. The guy that told you at the end of the day that you could trust him. Remember that? Yeah, you remember that, right? We're going to clean your clock in court. Y'all about to get destroyed. Let me explain something to you again. You understand this. You're going to get destroyed in that courtroom. Because Jamie went in and falsified all those demonstrations against us. And some of you guys did it because out of hatred, especially some of y'all because of my skin color. You're going to get destroyed in that courtroom. That technology is going to blow up in there. And you're going to be sitting up there with a video on camera talking about some nonsense about my stuff not working. And we're going to rip you a new one. If I find out you're worth more than 12 grand, I'm going to hit you with more money. Like $500,000 is what I'm going to strike you with. We're going to strike you with lawsuits we know you can't cover. It's not about getting the money out of you so much to speak. It's about getting you a lawsuit you can't cover. Because we know it will leave you in mountains of debt. So get prepared for it. Don't get scared. You're going to pay me. Pay me. Look at that. Remember that I told you about the screen called Pro HD? When I told you about that screen paint? Yeah, we tested this Jamie's paint. It beat the crap out of his paint. This is the one you see on eBay, right? Yeah, his product beat the heck out of Crow's paint, and it was much more affordable. Beat his screen paint. Yeah, did that demonstration. Come on, we test everything. We can keep it here. This is where Jamie walked their paint into Home Depot, claimed that he could make our product. Got him right there on that one. That one right there. Let me see right here. This is an unknowledgeable, blah, blah, blah. There you go, right there. Faking screen paint. Again, another one, matching house paint. There's a famous video of him making his screen paint at Everyday House Paint, which we asked him to do this video multiple times to put against his own product to show it wasn't matching. He never did it, but we sent him up his paint. This is this mix right here. We actually purchased this. We had a customer buy it for us and bring it to us because he was tampering with the paint, so we couldn't do tests. That's how scammy he is. Oh, this is right here. See right here, I asked you, waiting game, Crow 11.6, where is my black paint? Yeah, we sent them a certified letter asking us to send us black paint. We're going to do a live stream test on it so everybody can see it. Never got it. Now, mind you, I want you to think about that. I want you to think that we gave him a certified letter. I got a copy of it for the judge, asking us to send us black paint, and he never sent it. And you guys went in and believed in him and did a bunch of videos calling us nasty names that now we can trace back to your IP login and figure out where your whereabouts are so we can drag you into court and sue you. He's going to be gone. He's going to be out of the States. You guys, on the other hand, are left holding the bag. You're going to be hit with all types of lawsuits. Just because he gets deported doesn't mean it's going to clear you. It's not going to clear you. You're still going to get hit with lawsuits. You attack my business. So, one by one, 6, 5, 7 at a time, we'll be rounding you up and dragging you into courtrooms and cleaning your clock, taking everything from you. Because you followed them. But did you know we sent them a certified letter? Yeah, requesting black paint. We never got it. 2 years ago, we requested it and never got it. Now, for a person that we're supposed to be scammers at the end of the day, why would you not send us the black paint we requested? Because he knew that we would beat the test on live stream. That's why it was never sent. And that's the guy that you had confidence in. So I'm here to tell you that when we drag you into court, prepare to lose everything. I want you to look around. If you're involved in this nonsense, I want you to take a look around your apartment, your car, and all that. It's mine. That belongs to me. Everything you have now belongs to me. You get paid, it's mine. Income tax, mine. Death insurance, mine. College money for kids, mine. It's all mine. And if we find out you did enough dumb stuff, even your freaking life source itself belongs to me because I'm sending you to prison. But it's what you get for following a guy who basically lied the entire time in the YouTube channel. Now, you can get up there and plead like, Your Honor, we didn't know, this guy turned out to be a lot. It's not going to help you because the judge is going to tell you that you're a grown man or grown women. You know the difference between right and wrong. That's how it works. You know the theory that, if you rob a bank and say you're the driver, you didn't go in and shoot anybody. You didn't go in and crack the safe. You didn't do any of that stuff. You're just a driver. Guess what? You get time too. They don't sit there and go, oh, because you're the driver, you get no time at all. No, you can go to jail. You're getting the same thing. No, that's him right there, matching the house paint. Oh, there's just so much stuff we got on him. Changed his YouTube channel. He changed his YouTube channel to Micro Strategy US. Yeah, we busted him in something so bad that he went in and changed his YouTube channel. We got so much evidence on Jamie, it is not even funny. Jamie can't do basic math. Yeah, there's a video we caught him in basically saying on camera that how many quarts are in a gallon? 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm like, 8. Where we get 8 from? Where did 2 even come from? He doesn't know basic math. This is also 2 weeks stated on his website that 2 quarts of his product can paint a 300-inch screen. Impossible. Oh, there's another screen paint scam here. This is house product matching house paint right there. Look at it right there. Network rate 773. That's a Cinemax mix. We got him in text messages here, ranting and screaming, carrying on, cursing on his own site, showing how unprofessional it is. But we can paint a very interesting picture of you, man. Man. All this is going to be in court. All these documents are going to be in court. And this is what? I want you to think about it. This is the guy that you follow, that you thought at the end of the day was speaking the truth. And now you guys are about to get sued. We've been on his YouTube channel too. We've been on his YouTube channel. We've been copying your accounts on YouTube. Anyone that came in and chimed about that video, we got your account. So all that's going to be traced back. If we find anything on there in your accounts that said anything about me being a scammer, rip-off artist, whatever, we'll see you in court. You owe me money. That's why I'm going to make a lot of money off you guys. One thing Jamie did, he got us paid for a very long time from you guys. Let's go with canceling order on eBay. See, Crow removes from eBay. So he got removed from eBay, and he removed the entire listing on eBay because he got caught up in something in there. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff, cancellations, eBay policies that he basically got restricted on for doing stuff he wasn't supposed to do. It was a lot of stuff. You didn't know this guy was that dirty, did you? Let's put it this way. Jamie is so dirty. Yes, he's filled with so much corruption that if he were to walk into a lake, he could turn it as black as oil. That's how corrupt he is. And that's what you follows. And that's the guy at the end of the day is now going to get us paid a ton of money. And you guys are going to have to pay us too now. You're going to have to pay us a ton of money now to settle what he did and what you did. That's the guy you followed in. Gee whiz Louise, man. You guys would have just been better off if you would have just, I don't even know how to go with this. Now, some of you going to cry in court. Some of you going to ask for plea deals and all that. Let me explain something to you from the door so you understand this. I want to extinguish any hope that you may have. Once we reach the plateau of court, we're not sending any cease and desist orders out. You won't receive any of them from us. We're not giving you any of those. We're just a swift judgment. We're going to take you to court and we're going to take everything you got. We don't care. You understand me? We're going to take everything you got. Once I win my judgment, I give it to these people. These people pay me for my judgment. You got to deal with those nightmares at the end of the day. They're going to take everything from you. They don't care if you got kids or whatever. They don't care. Only thing they care about is you owe them money and they want their money. That's all that matters. That makes it less difficult for me to deal with it at the end of the day because I don't want to deal with that part. So I'd rather just let them deal with it. This is a different type of agency, collection agencies want to take care of this problem for us. See all this right here? Look at this. Just constantly busting this guy every single day. Busting him every day. Busting him every day. And now we got you in this whole freaking thing going on with basically counterfeiting with a 3D printer. Jeez, man. These are eBay cancellations, remove accounts, remove listings, all this stuff that we have on them. All this stuff is documented on Jamie. I got documentation on, what's his name, Rogers, cancellations. Got scared and started pulling down pages, all types of stuff. That's the email that was sent to us right there. There's his website. We used to have it. Look at that. See? And look at the emails on there. Emails are all traced back to messages that we're getting from him with threats on it to our company. Look at this. Look at all the cancellations I got on him. Look at this. All cancellations. Money refund, money refund, money refund, money refund, money refund, money refund, all day long. So what do you think about at the end of the day? You new people that come on and say, oh, we don't know what we're talking about at the end of the day. Look, let me tell you something to you. If I'm this thorough on gathering information, keeping a track record on everything, you trolls don't understand. We've been tracking you for a long time. Just because I'm talking about it now, and you think if I erase stuff now, I'm good? No, I've been tracking you for months. We've been gathering information on you for a long time. So you see the track record we have here with all this information on him? We have track records on you like this for court. When I go into a courtroom, the one thing I like to know is that I can trap you in a mason jar. You know, you take a mouse, you stick it inside of a mason jar, you seal it real tight, what happens? He suffocates, right? That's what I'm about to do to you in the courtroom. When we get in there is no plea deals. There's nothing. There's no mercy at all whatsoever. When I go in there, my main purpose is to do two things. Either take time from you, which you will owe me, or leave you penniless with absolutely nothing to your name. So, that's what's going to happen to you. I'm thorough about everything that I do. Everything that I do, I'm thorough about. Everything. So I've been tracking information on you guys for a very long time. Gathered information. You don't think anyone's watching you. There's somebody always watching. Look at it. This is right directly from his website. Look at this. Guy couldn't even write. This is supposed to be a specification sheet. 3 little short paragraphs is a specification sheet for his. This mix is my favorite. I told you, capitals in the middle of sentences, that's his trademark. I told you. When you saw this message come across, you said, oh, that wasn't my message. Buddy, it's from your from your account. Yeah, capitals in the middle of sentence is one of his trademarks. This is one of my favorite one of all my mixes. It will give you well balanced. What the freak is well balanced picture? It will give you well balanced picture from your ultra short throw projector. It worked best. It worked best. It works best. It worked best with 2800 lumens and up. Test it. No, not tested. I can challenge you on this in court alone if your products were tested. Test it with 1080p projector and 4K. Great with some light environments. You know what this reminds me of? This whole thing reminds me of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where Charlie wrote a speech. Give me power. I need power. Give me money now. Like literally. Return policy right there. Return policy. Once the product is delivered. He couldn't even spell deliver correctly. Can't spell deliver. Once it's delivered, it's supposed to be no refunds or whatever. We have a whole thing on the shipping policy too, scam. This is how your site's supposed to look. See? Professional. You have to know what you're doing. Know what you're talking about when you're making products. You don't know what you're doing. Look right here what it says right here. It says 1 quart can cover up to 100 to 120 inch screen. That's what he claims right there, right? We got another one that says, he couldn't even spell quart correctly. Quart is not QRT. Oh, good gracious, man. You guys, look, and again, capitals in the middle sentences. I told you, it's a trademark, one of his trademarks. See what it says right here at the bottom? No returns or refunds once the order or the product, what the freak is he writing? No return or refunds once you open the order. Yeah, so once you open this up, you get no returns or refunds. No returns or refunds once you open the product. How would you know if the product's going to be defective? Say you open it up and it's chunky or it's watery. And anything can be wrong in there because there's no batch number verification proving that it actually was working before it was sent to you. So the minute you open it up, you're stuck with it. See? So how are you going to know nothing's wrong with it? You got to send it back unopened. How would that even work? That's like if you get a TV, how would you know if the TV's not working if you don't open it up and try it? That's like they're saying, if you open up the box, right? Yeah, open the box. How else would I know the TV's not going to work if I don't open it up the box? Well, because you open up the box, you at the end of the day are going to be stuck with it. We can't give you a refund. Tell me that sound right. Make that make sense at the end of the day. Oh, we got to do a video on this. I'm already heated on this. I got to start a video. I'll be back. I got to do a video on this. This is the most dumbest thing